You want to talk about something scary? Vulnerability is scary. It's scary because it makes us feel little when we're vulnerable, because we feel exposed. But I don't necessarily agree with that. I feel like vulnerability takes a lot of strength. And that's really important to acknowledge, because vulnerabilities are sometimes considered weaknesses, but that doesn't make us weak. Someone could take advantage of us when we're vulnerable. So we put up walls rather than take those down brick by brick. And it's not easy to do. But in that case, I'm going to go ahead and do that with you right now. I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable and talk about some things that a lot of times we don't, because we're scared to expose that part of us. But I'm going to. So we'll go back in time just a little bit to when I was younger, when my parents got divorced, and when I was angry all the time.
Ugh, I'm so freaking mad!
And I remember one time specifically, I was at home alone babysitting my younger sister, and it just so happened that I was cooking a frozen pizza at the time, as young men are wont to do, and the door to the oven would not open. So what do? I, of course, get extremely angry, and I yank it off, and I throw it across the room. And naturally, my mom wasn't too happy about that, so I get kicked out. I was told that if you're going to act like your father, who was also at the time an angry man, that I could go live with him. So that's exactly what I did. And that was just kind of the first of those times for me. I remember feeling a lot of rejection too, because at like 14, I walked into my grandfather's house, and there lined up on the wall were all my cousins' photos from school, like 20 of them. Mine wasn't there. Apparently, I looked a little too weird to have my picture hung on my grandparents' wall. And that kind of sucks to feel. I felt rejected. I felt little. I felt exposed. And I wasn't okay with that. That led to things like anxiety. That led to a lack of self-esteem and a whole lot of other things too. Ultimately, I couldn't even leave my house. I didn't have any confidence. And I, at one point, even wanted to end my life, which really is pretty heavy. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I've been through a lot of crap. This is me shoveling all the crap that I've been through. Just like I know you've been through a lot of crap. And it's not easy. And it's scary to share stuff because, like I said, someone can take advantage of us when they know those things, right? But there's something else. That's how friendships are made. That's how you connect. That's how you grow. I mean, think about it. We've all had those experiences, whether it's with a brother or sister or friend, where it's like 2 a.m. and you're sitting around in your footy pajamas.
What? Can a grown man wear footy pajamas?
Sitting on the, at least for me, on the counter in your kitchen because that's where all the food was. And you're munching and you're talking about life and the big picture. And you start pulling those bricks out of that wall and letting your guard down a little bit. And that's when you have those Me Too moments where you kind of expose a deep, dark secret. And they're like, oh my God, me too. And that feels good to know that someone else gets you. That's being vulnerable. That's being real. That's being honest. And that's really important. A willingness to kind of expose the guts of your life to someone else. That's how you connect on a deep level. That's why I think it takes strength. Because if you're willing to acknowledge and share your story, eventually that leads to similarities with others. And what's so good about that is it starts to decrease your differences. And that feels really good. It feels really good to know that you have somebody there in your life that has your back, that's like you, that gets you. The more I started to share myself, the more I realized that people were just like me. And I guess what I'd like to kind of get across more than anything is very simply that it takes strength to be vulnerable, to connect, to pull your walls down. But you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And I got your back. Take care. Talk soon. And don't forget to check out joshuacoburn.com. If you're having some issues, the Relief and Resource Center is there for you.